Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new style of video on our channel. This is David here and I like video games, and I specifically like strategy video games. And this strategy video game in particular is called Teamfight Tactics. Some of you may be familiar with it, especially if you are familiar with League of Legends. It is a strategy game that is very similar to drafting. That I think basically every card game except for Yu-Gi-Oh has a draft format where you get a pile of cards that you try to build a deck with, and you pass it around to the other players at the table, and then play against each other. This is kind of it's similar to that. I wouldn't necessarily call it a drafting game. This is what is referred to as an auto chess game, where you buy units and put them onto your board. They have different synergies with each other, and your board fights your opponent's board. You have positions that you can place them on to have them fight the opponents, but you don't actually have to do any mechanical skills of controlling your units. They all just go by what the AI tells them to do. So, this is Teamfight Tactics. This game came out in early 2020, so right before the pandemic hit, and I've been playing it basically ever since. This is the 9th set of Teamfight Tactics, or TFT, as I will often probably refer to it as. And so there's a lot of stuff going on in this game. So I'm not going to over-explain everything, but we'll go through at least the basics. So at the beginning here, a random event is chosen that affects the game. We won't worry about this for now. You don't need to think about that. I'm not amazing at the game, so I have some pop-ups to help tell me what to do, and I prefer this build, so this is what we're going to try and do. So this is Teamfight Tactics. At the beginning, you fight some enemies that are just little goons that are incredibly easy to fight. These are not other people, but eventually we'll start fighting other people. While we kill these guys, we can get little loot for them to drop and for us to get stronger. So we get some items over here. This is a consumable item that's kind of powerful. I often am not good enough to know how to use it, so it's probably just going to sit there the whole game. And this item is very good. These items provide stats to our characters. And here we can see the first way that I like to compare this to a draft. So we get our opening hand, so to speak, and we can buy units with the gold that we just got and put them onto our board. And then our guys will attack their guys until we kill them. Eventually, pretty quick here, after this round and one more round of minions, we'll be fighting the other players in the lobby. So right now we're trying to power up. You'll see the first thing is that I grabbed multiple of these units, and that is, but I intentionally took the second Renekton, which is this crocodile man, off from the board. That is because when characters are, when you have 3 copies of a character, they level up to their second form, and they can do that again to their third form. We have some interesting purchases to go here. Let's pick these up. You'll also notice that those guys were green, whereas these other guys are kind of gray. The green guys cost 2 gold each, whereas these ones cost 1, and are stronger. So we want to put those in so that we can beat up our opponents better. And there's 1 cost, 2 cost, 3 cost, 4 cost, and 5 cost units. This team that I like to play is fairly low cost on the units that I like to field. So we're going to, yes, we also get our augments. So every now and then you get special augments that will affect the rest of your game. They are randomized for each player, but they are all within the same tier for everybody. You also, at the very, very beginning of the game, get to pick your specialization, and you have a guaranteed augment at the very beginning, and that's what we're going for. You'll see here we have our first 2-star, this Malzahar, and this Swain is a figure that I want to pick up for the team that I want to play. Doesn't go with anything else right now. Pick you up. I'm going in. Since we have some of the stuff that I want to be playing, we're going to go ahead and sell those. Those are just kind of backups. We're gonna sell this Renekton because he's the next one who's gonna sell. Actually, he's not giving us any stats, so we'll go ahead and do that because that will give us 2 Sorcerer. You'll notice that these characters have little keywords on them. Our Swain here is Noxus Strategist Sorcerer, and our Malzahar, when I click on him, is Void Sorcerer. So this is the bread and butter of Teamfight Tactics and many auto chess games, where you put guys on the board that have similar synergies to buff themselves and then, or the rest of your team, and then you fight your opponent. Our opponent got a pretty lucky roll here and has put a lot of items on his characters already. So, oh, wait, we got lucky. Oh, wait, he's only a 1-star unit, so when I cast, I'm able to kill him. That was incredibly lucky on our end. At this point, we want to be probably putting some items on our Swain. the characters that we want show up early, but they are still very strong. This little hex thing is not in every game. This is because we got this thing at the very beginning. Avoid symbiote infects a board hex after every carousel and PvE round. It moves randomly. The hex grants 20% random damage reduction if it's in the first 2 rows and 20% increased damage for the back 2 rows. So if it's in the top 2 rows of this grid board you see when I try to move a unit, it gets a little tankier. If it's in the back row, they get a little bit more damage. He is going to be our main tank right now, and we can actually help out with that by putting these items on it. You'll notice that these items are not the same items that I had previously. Normally they don't change, but that's what our little augment here does. It makes our items randomly change into new items every single round, which allows us to get the best items for our characters. This one is very, very strong on him. And he is going to be our main tank for the rest of the game, so it's good to have those items on him now nice and early, as he is going to be very, very hard to kill. You'll notice they have their health bar above them. Our enemies are in red, and there's a blue bar underneath them, and when that fills up, they cast their spell. That blue bar fills up whenever they take or deal damage. It doesn't just passively fill up. They have to actually do something. But when he casts, he drains the energy of everybody around him, and so he heals a bunch based on his maximum health, and this item gives him more maximum health. So that's very strong. All right, now we have hit level 4, so we get to put another unit onto our board. At this point, I think we're just going to put you on the board. You can spend gold on units that you want to buy. You can spend gold on experience, and whenever you hit a new level, you can put a new unit in. And you can spend gold on refreshing your shop to look for more units that you actually want to field onto the board. This guy has a bunch of the same unit, which is not going to really do much for him because 2 copies of the same unit do not affect your traits, like double. So I don't really know what this guy's doing. There is an augment you can get that helps this strategy, but this is not it. So we're definitely going to destroy him because he has a bunch of 1-star units, and we have a 2-star unit and a very, very tanky 1-star unit that is going to be able to help carry us through the rest of the early game here quite powerfully. The more games in a row that you win or lose, you develop a streak, and after a 2 to 3 game win or lose streak, you start gaining extra gold each round. That is also tied in with our interest. Well, we'll go to the carousel. I'll explain interest in a little bit. We'll go to the carousel. So every now and then you get to go to the carousel where you get to pick a character and an item. The characters are randomized between a certain tier bracket between them based on how far in the game it is. The longer the game goes on, the better units you can grab. And all the units have random items on them. Our augment means that we don't care what the items are on these guys because they're going to randomly change. So we'll find whatever item we need, which means we're going to pick for character. None of the characters that were on this thing we wanted anyways, so we're just going to grab one of the most expensive ones. This 2-star unit was the most expensive one left, and we'll sell it off for some gold. Because our... Oh, look, a multi-caster. All right, now our hex has moved because it has been a carousel round. So we're going to move our damage dealer onto this. So for gold, at the end of every round, if you have 10 gold, then you get 1 extra gold of interest. That's what these guys here represent. This happens for every 10 gold, capping out at 50 gold. So if you have, at the end of the round, if we have 20 gold, we'll get 2 extra gold on top of the gold that you get in between each rounds. And if you win a round, you get a gold. And if we keep winning, we get our win streak gold. Gold is very, very, very important in this game. Because you need to buy a bunch of units and put them on your board, and the units can get expensive, and ideally you want to 3-star units, especially in this team. We really want to be 3-starring our units, which means we're going to have to buy 9 copies of every unit, which is why our units are fairly cheap, because if we had to buy 9 copies of our 5-star units in order to do anything, we would not get there. We would die before that happens. All right, let's see if he casts. Oh, he was in his casting animation before he died. But luckily, it looks like we're going to be able to clean this up with our very high damage dealing Malzahar here in the back, thanks to that Void Hex that has moved on over. At this point, I'm going to save these items for our main carry here, which is going to be Teemo and Sona. Teemo is another 2-star, so we're looking for that right now. Just trying to match our synergies real quick. You just want to put in another frontline carry. This guy has a little lizard friend, and when the lizard friend gives him a giant shield, and when he casts his spell, his lizard friend comes back and gives him that should be good for our front line. Yep, so he jumps off a little lizard thing when he takes some damage, and then if he casts his spell before he dies, which doesn't look like he's going to, this guy's got a really aggressive team on his board right now, and he was able to get to my back line while ignoring my tank for the most part. So he has shredded us, but that's okay, because that's our first loss so far. Whenever we lose some health. You lose health for each unit that's on the opponent's board, plus a base amount based on how early or late into the game it is. 9 damage is not ideal, I'm not going to lie, but it's not the end of the world. And we're going to grab this, and we're going to keep this. These are just random enemies. This hex will move after the end of this round, and when we kill these enemies, they will give us more gold. All the enemy rounds have like a little theme to them. These guys are little rock monsters called Krugs. When you kill one of the Krugs, all the other Krugs heal, so you want to put all your guys into one corner, have your team focus down one guy. We're going to be a little bit split here, at least for a little bit. Our Malzahar here might die because he doesn't have enough health. But you'll see when we kill this Krug, that this Krug fully heals and then kills our Malzahar. We should be able to live this with Swain. It's very embarrassing if you die to a bunch of AI minions that don't really have any synergies or any threat against you. But yeah, we'll be fine. It'll be okay. I'm not worried. We're probably going to have to go into overtime here, but then we get a crazy attack boost, and it'll out up the thing. And we will be fine, I say, as my Swain dies to the thing. And we lose a little bit of... Okay, listen, that's not ideal. I'm not going to lie to you. All right, probably should have just moved our Malzahar off the Hex, and we would have done a lot better there, but that's my bad. All right, our Hex has moved again, so we're going to put our guy on there. At this point, we have 50 gold, which is very good for us, because now we start earning our maximum interest, and we're finding more of the units that we want to be fielding. So we're going to cut this guy, whose name I'm blanking on right now, for the units that we want. We are going to have to end up cutting this Malzahar eventually. It is a sorcerer for our Swain right now, which is going to be buffing him, which is nice. But we do want some other figures, some other specific units that are not this guy. We do have these item removers, which means I can put some of the items that I want to build on my final carry on him to buff him a bit. And then I can remove them off of him without having to sell him, or just selling him because he's not going to be on our final board. And maybe we can do a little bit better in these fights. I was a little late to that addition, so our has died here, but that's okay. This team is a very early game team, so winning those first few rounds at the beginning was very nice. It gave us a bunch of gold to stockpile up. We got to the here really fast, which is quite good. And at this point, we're going to start to look for our other items. This is not great. That's not bad, actually. I think we're going to go with this. It allows us to choose an item that gives us gold. So I'm not super familiar with these, so we're going to look at these. 1% attack speed based on gold, attack damage based on gold, and yeah, we'll grab the Mogul's Mail. I get it. That's a reference. Yeah, we'll put that on our tank. So this gives him some stats when taking damage, stacking up to 40 times, and at full stacks it gives us 2 gold. Which is nice. We'll go ahead and put her in. And now that we're over 50 gold, we're just going to refresh our shop looking for the units that we want. Hey, look, some units that we want. And so now they get 2 stars. Now they are much stronger. Now we won't die to some creeps. And this will go in. We want more of that. This has gone very well for us here at the beginning. All right. I don't want to go under this 50 gold mark, but if I win a round, I get 1 gold for winning the round. So we're going to wait to see if we win this round. If we win this round, we're going to buy this poppy. If not, we'll wait for it to come around later. Because I'm going to value that interest gold a lot stronger than 1 random. This guy has leveled up to 6 incredibly early, and as such, he does not have his 50 gold to mark for. Oh, also, we can get some gold off our Swain's items. There we go. Even though we're losing, we'll be fine. This guy has power leveled his board so that he can win the early game very effectively, but he's not going to be, like, we're going to be making way more gold than him each round. We made 11 gold that round, and that's not even counting the gold on Swain. Just for passing that round, basically, because we have so much gold banked up, and he's not going to have that luxury. So at this point, we get to keep looking. That is very strong. This is all incredibly good. We have another strategist that we're going to put in later in the game that's going to give us a different synergy to work better with our team, but we didn't find him first. We found this Azir first, so this is definitely okay, and we will be fighting this guy again. You will fight everybody in the lobby multiple times throughout the game, and hopefully our Swain here, as he starts to charge up and stop taking damage and get things going. We really want to find our Teemo. That's the way that we deal damage to our opponent's backline, so we're not just all attacking their frontline tank as they attack our frontline tank, but with that special item and the usefulness of this character, he is able to tank for longer than theirs is, and we're able to get to their backline and clean it up just like that. Get some extra gold for winning the game and some extra gold because of that item. That item is going to put in a lot of work throughout the course of this game. Very happy we picked up that augment. So here we're back at the carousel, and we're going to be looking for characters that we want to add to our team. If you're playing a team that does not use this one specific augment, or you're just playing a game that does not use this one specific augment, you can go for anybody you like. I am going to grab... you can go for items that you like, excuse me. Because we have the augment that lets us reroll our items, we don't care what the items are, so we're just going to grab for the most character and wait while everybody else picks. You'll notice there is a pick order. This is based on how well you're doing. The worse you're doing in the game, the faster you get to pick your items. We're doing about middle of the road, so we got to pick second, which is fine. Sell him and get some gold, and there's our multicasting friend. All right, this moves over here, which means we're going to move our back line over here again. And this is the multicast that we want for this, but I don't think I want to sell this just yet because it is still a 2-star. Star up another poppy, which is useful. We want you. Okay, at this point, that is a multicaster sorcerer, so this will give us our multicaster buff. We can sell this, and we're probably going to push to level 6 here. I think we want to be at level 6. I'm going to read my handy dandy. Yes, we should have been at level 6 a little bit ago, but that's okay. Okay, we're going to put this on you for now because we can remove it with our magnetic remover. And this will allow his spells to do a lot more damage when he casts. We get our 2 gold from our guy, and let's see if he can cast. He's stunned up a little bit right now, and oh, he starts to drain health. We'll love to see that. We're probably still going to lose this, but we're able to take out at least 1 more unit on our way out before we die, so we take a little bit less damage. So here we're going to push levels to get to level 6 because this will increase our odds to get to our 3-cost characters, which is what we want. It also increases our odds. Okay, not all the way. We will push that to that next round then. Also increases our odds of our getting our 2-cost units a little bit more because that's where our Teemo is at and our Wayne. So those where our big carries are at right now. We want a blue. We want this item called blue buff on our Teemo eventually, and it's made from 2 tiers. So this rolled one of the tiers. We'll go ahead and put that on the character. Since it's on the character, we don't re-roll it every round, so we can lock that in on our guy. So we can keep the items that we want while we're waiting to re-roll the items want to combine with it. So this is some unfortunateness. They are level 5, but they have a million guys on the board. I'm not sure exactly how that's possible. And so they were able to walk around our tank line. This is a little bit of bad positioning on my end, and why positioning on the board matters a lot, but also it looks like it actually doesn't matter that much at all because our tank is a god and our guy is doing a lot of damage here, and we should be able to... All right, we got our gold. As long as we get our gold, he does his job, admittedly. It's nice if we can not die and we can live around and maybe get some extra gold, just like that. But literally just getting that 2 gold is all we need. This is a very, very strong thing that I found. All right, and now that we are level 6, we can put in our Teemo. So we will have him in there. We will put this guy a little bit off to the side so he can grab aggro a little bit better. And now we're going to start rolling. Oh my goodness, and we immediately find a Teemo. Okay, now we are removing these items from this and putting them on our Teemo. Don't want the Malzahar anymore, and there we go. We should definitely be able to take care of this. These guys are little assassins, so they might kill my backline guys, but as soon as they get to Swain, they aren't going to be able to do anything to him, and we will clean that up. Ooh, and we got a Vel'Koz for our thing. Sell these guys if we can get them. And we're looking for another mana tier item over here, or we can look for a rod and a sword. Got a sword. All right, that's fine. We're just going to sit here at level 6 and start re-rolling. Click the button. It didn't go through. All right, so this is where we potentially see problems. I think we're going to bench our strategist for now in favor of another attacker or another tank. But yeah, I think we need more frontline right now, so we're going to put in our Poppy, who is one of our tanks. This also gives us Yordle 3, which doesn't do anything until we 3-star a lot of our guys, which is why we want to be spending our money to star up our characters. You can see that he has a 3-star Tristana, which is a Yordle as well. And we are able to take out a lot of his characters before we lose, but not all of them. That's okay. We were able to kill a lot of them before we died, so we took less damage. This point, 45 health is not great. You start at 100, and the longer the game goes on, the more damage you're about to take. But we're about to get a 3rd augment for the game to hopefully round out our comp and give us a big power spike. All right, this is what we're going to do. Okay, I'm not going to explain what's happening right now, but basically I have infinite refreshes, and this allows me to get a million characters for my board, assuming that I do it very fast. And so because of that, I'm not going to be able to speak much. This is annoying. Okay, I need to sell you. And nope, missed it. That's gonna happen every now and then. And grab you, and grab you. Missed the Sona that I want because I'm not very good at this. Where's my characters? I missed them. There's that. Okay. And there's Poppy, level 3. Love that. Missed the Kled. Grab you. Grab you. Don't need those. Don't need those. Don't need those. Got you. And now we're spending gold. Okay. Oh, okay. All right, so that is one of the stronger augments in the game. Stronger little power-ups in the game. Lets you get a bunch of characters really quick, but you have to be fast on your feet. I was not super fast on my feet there. Luckily for me, we have found a lot of our items for our Teemo, so we're going to go ahead and put some more items on him with our re-rolling this over here. So now he's going to be doing a bunch of damage. This item makes his spell do a bunch of damage. This makes him cast a lot, and the item that we're going to put on him lets him heal himself and our team whenever he does damage with his ability. Even though we didn't do that perfectly, we got a little stuck when our bench is full, like it was a couple times there. We couldn't add any characters that we wanted to onto our team. That's okay. We're still quite strong here. We're going to move him up into the front line again and wait for another item. We want to beef out our guy, so we're going to put that on here. So we're looking for the item that gives magic resist and the item that gives attack damage. Put on these two characters. We're going to move him over here just to line up a little bit better with our front line where we're going there. Get the extra damage from the hex square, and this is basically what we're looking to do for the rest of the game. We're going to stay at level 6. Every round you get 2 experience to increase your level. We want to stay at level 6 because these odds are the best for finding the characters that we care about. And so we're going to try and 3-star our Swain and 3-star our Teemo and 3-star, well, we already 3-starred our Poppy, so we're good there. We're very, very close to 3-starring our Kled. We just need one more Kled. These two will combine, and then we'll have the 3, including the one on board. We'll be good to go there. So we should be able to get this going pretty soon. We are losing a lot more games than I'd like to right now, which means we're probably going to, we're at 20 health. This is the emergency zone, the you have to do something or you'll probably lose the game in the next few rounds zone. And so we are going to try to just roll down all of our gold and grab the characters that we need. I'm looking for this Kled right now because that's one less character that I'm going to have to roll down for if I can grab it. But that guy grabbed our Kled as well. So in this case, we're just going for one of these gold units so that we can sell it for the 5 gold that we need. This is also happens to be one of the items that we need for our Teemo. So this is very, very nice for us. Get a nice big money sell, upgrade our Teemo, and before we're about to roll down, we're still missing Sona. I know that I saw like 2 or 3 Sonas when I was doing the big roll down, but our board was quite full, so I did not pick her up. So we're looking to fit her into the team pretty quick here. Gotta sell that guy, gotta put that there, and now we're going to spend our money and roll down. The hex has moved, and we're going to keep up with it, and so we're going to move you over there, and you guys into the back corner behind them. Got you, got you. That's quite nice. I think we're going to prioritize the Talia instead of the Vel'Koz. So we're going to sell those guys off. Need one more Teemo, and we get our 3-star Teemo. That is a huge power spike for us. That's very nice, but and then we can grab our Vel'Kozes. Still want that Kled because our okay, we're very close to Leah's now as well because our Yordle buff will make our Kled almost or will do 1,000,000 damage. He'll be very, very strong. But we need to 3-star our unit first. I'm going to continue to give up on Vel'Koz as we look up at the board and see that they are still beating us. This is one of the guys who's stronger in the lobby, and you can see that did so much damage. It did 13 damage. So we cannot take that again or else we will die, which is entirely likely because I kind of flubbed on that big reroll ability. Everybody else has their augment that is giving them like onboard stats, and ours was supposed to give us onboard stats by making all of our guys 3 stars, and I didn't do. Okay, this is really good. Now you can see our Teemo goes 4 stars. That's what the special ability of the Yordles is. You have 3 3-star units. One of your Yordles becomes a 4-star unit, which makes them very, very strong because that's another rank upgrade that most units can't even get. And we're not seeing any Swains or any Kleds, and this makes us sad. Okay, at this point, we're a bit screwed. We want to keep these guys in. We want to keep that in for our strategist with our Teemo. And I think we're just going to put that on him because we want to have tank stats so that we don't die here. You can watch these big mushrooms that are exploding out from our Teemo, dealing a bunch of damage to our enemies and hopefully healing our front line. This guy has gotten onto our back line a little faster than I'd like, and he is a tank, so he's going to be a problem. We get our 2 gold from our Swain item, but that's not going to matter if we lose this round. We lose this round. Hey, we killed the big tank, and now we should be able to make our way through their back line. All right. You can see the strength of the 4-star Teemo. This guy had a lot of health. He was doing very well as well before this. We just hit that 4-star Teemo, and we are good to go. Want to hit this 3-star Kled very quickly, and this 3-star Swain as well. Once we hit the 3-star Swain, he becomes incredibly hard to kill, especially if we have that little hex mark on him. Going into the next creep round, in general, on the AI enemy creep rounds, you don't want to spend any of your money. You want to save as much of it as you can for interest because you are not going to lose this. Unless you're me earlier and you're very, very bad at the game, then you shouldn't lose these. So, well, this is just going to give us a bunch of gold, hopefully some relevant units, and some relevant items as well. At this point, we're looking for what is colloquially called the Magical Ice Cream Cone, the Chalice of Power, to put onto our Talia. It allows her and everybody she's standing next to get a bunch of ability power, also known as damage for our Teemo. So we're going to grab the tier that we want for the ice cream cone. We're at a bit of a predicament now. We want to hit level 7 so that we can put our Sona in, but if we're waiting, saving up a bunch of gold to put our level 7 in so we can get our Sona in, to get Multicaster 4, which will buff our Teemo even further, and to get Demacia? No, it won't get Demacia just yet. That's strong. We want to do that, but might die in the meantime. So right now I'm just committing to going to the level 7. It'll probably take one more round, maybe 2, hopefully one more round if we get lucky on like our gold generation with this guy. It's not lucky. I'm just not doing the math right now. This guy is in our backline, which is not great, but he's not hitting our Teemo, and now they're all hitting our Swain. If Swain can just stay tanky for a little bit longer, the AoE damage from our Teemo should be enough to clean this up if he stays alive and lets us hit their backline, and we did it. That is the strength of the... This is the guy that we lost to earlier, the guy with a bunch of health that we lost to earlier, and now we're able to beat him. And where we're on a big win... Nope, that's not us. This is us. This is the streak. All right, we have enough gold here to level up and push to the next level. So we're going to put this in, get our multicaster, grab this Sona. Okay, so we're attempting to stabilize here at 8 life. It's possible for us to do this. At this point in stage 5, if we lose any round, even by only 1 unit, we do lose the game. This guy is level 8, but he has 10 units on the board. I don't know how that's the case. Probably because of some crazy augment he has. And we're just going to simply not care and kill all 10 of his units with our giant exploding mushrooms. Or we will simply lose the game, and our mushrooms have killed them. Would you look at that? Doesn't matter if you have 2 more guys in me, I will just take you out of the game. This is why I really like this team. This is my favorite team to play, and I will often, when I'm just playing for fun, try to force this team like we did today. We ignored the good, better units that we got to force this team, and this is the beauty of Teamfight Tactics. And our screen glows gold, which means we have won when you play ranked, which this is a casual lobby because I'm not good enough to play ranked. If you end the game in 1st, 2nd, 3rd, or 4th position, you gain rank. You do not lose rank. Oh, there's our Kled. Okay, at this point, we're going to sell this and grab our 4th Kled, or our 9th Kled, and upgrade our Kled there. Our item roll here has been very unlucky. We're going to only, at this point, buy for our Swains, so we can hope to save up some gold, get some interest going, and then if we need to, roll down for these guys at the end as we're about to die. Well, as we're probably not going to do that until we're the last 2. We've beat all 3 of these guys before, so we just have to hope that what we have right now is enough to beat them and their boards. And this is the beauty of this team. In this game, there is not, in this current set, one of the big weaknesses of the set is that there's not a lot of great ways to get to the backline attackers unless you kill the front line. This team is the exception. You see Teemo's mushrooms bouncing all the way to their backline and exploding on their carries, and you see Sona's musical waves just tearing through their whole team and hitting their backline as well. So they are unable to attack our backline, and even if they do, this Hextech Gunblade heals our team as well. And we're able to hit their backline, and that is honestly simple enough to win the game often. We're going to go ahead and pick up this item. We probably should pick that one up as a tank item for our Poppy. She is our other high cost, our high star unit. Might go to Kled, but it's probably gonna go to Poppy, so that we can make her a little bit tankier. And this is the part of TFT where we're sitting on a razor's edge. Okay, so one of the fun things we can do... Okay, well, that's not an ideal position for that. We'll just a little closer. One of the nice things we can do is we can lock in this tier on this unit that's on our bench. It's not going to cost us that interest because we're not anywhere near our end goal. And it's not going to reroll while it's on her. So we're only looking for the magic resist cloaks over here, and then we'll be able to make a ice cream cone over here and an ice cream cone over here, and then our Teemo will do even more damage and do even more healing. That's the goal. That's what we're shooting for here. As we face up against everybody else who has been doing incredibly the rest of the game versus us who has just now stabilized. And we're just going to hope that they can't get to our backline. If they can get to our backline, we do probably lose. This guy is the threat to try to get to our backline. He throws a big tornado, then teleports to it. The tornado goes through units. But due to some lucky positioning on our end, we were able to defeat him. Or just some straight up skill on my end. That's what we're going with for now. And we got our first ice cream cone. So after this round, if we win this round, we will go into the Elder Dragon, who will give us a bunch of items, gives everybody a bunch of items. And at that point, we're probably going to roll down to look for our Swain 3. That's the next big power spike we're looking for. We might get really lucky and find 6 more of these guys, but we only need 2 more Swains in order to level that up. These guys are 3 stars, so we're a little bit more likely to find them than we are our 2 stars. Or sorry, they are 3 cost than our 2 cost Swain. But you never know which one we hit first. It's all possible. So we're going to just pray that we can live another round. This team is very, very tanky, this composition our opponent's playing, but they are all bundled up, and you see their backline just disappears. And now that they only have tanks, they can't get through our tank because they don't have any way to shred through it, and we're able to just take him out. I love this team. This team is so much. We're looking to do pretty good. We have gotten incredibly lucky and stabilized incredibly well at 8 health. We have to beat all of these guys like 4 more times in order to win, but it's looking like that's possible. Unless something crazy happens with Elder Dragon, to really screw us over, or we get really unlucky with when we attempt to roll down for Swain, we should be looking at a 1st or 2nd place. We're already in 3rd place. Somebody else has already dropped. We're going to pick you up, make our roll down a little bit easier if we try to hit our backup Sonas. This is the exciting part of Teamfight Tactics, right? When you're living on the edge, you got your team, it came together at the last second, and you're ready to go, baby, and you're kicking ass and taking names. This is the fun part. This is what it's all about. So here we're just going to watch the dragon. Our team is going to have no problem with the big old dragon. Maybe one guy will die, but probably not. And we'll just be able to take care of him. He will spit out a bunch of items for us to grab. Gold, that's useful when we're about to roll down. Some more gold, useful when we're about to roll down. And an item. Okay, we're going to watch where the hex moves so that we don't miss position. Hex moves right there. So that's not ideal for us because we like being in the corner. And we want that to be the case so that we're giving our ice cream cone buff to those guys. We're going to grab a Archangel Staff. Go to our Sona. Did not get our other ice cream cone item. And we're going to very quickly roll looking for our units. Hey, look, some of those guys. No, I actually don't want that. It highlighted it because I have one sitting on the bench, but that's just holding an item right now that I don't care about. And it doesn't look like we're going to find our Swains, as we get very lucky in the back half here. Not even watching the game. Oh, look at that. And we take him out. This is very good. This is very good. This is our 8th pick, but we're not hitting level 8 here. We're living or dying in the next 2 rounds. And we hit 0 Swains. That's unfortunate. We hit a couple Sonas, but unless we hit 6 Sonas, that's not going to matter. So we're just going to sell these guys and keep looking for Swains. And not... Oh, we hit 1 Swain. Okay, is this guy playing any Swains? No, he's not even playing Swains. All of the champions in the entire game are shared between everybody in the pool. So if he had like a 3-star Swain, it would be much harder for us to find our Swain pieces. But he's not, and so I'm just mad that we didn't find a Swain. We found a single Swain instead of finding 2 Swains, where we found each of the other guys that are harder to find. Makes me sad. But we should be able to take this guy. Ooh, our positioning is a little weird here because our Sona is not actually casting into the back line of their tanks. Oh, and this is not looking ideal. Our guys are falling, but in the last sec... Oh! The Teemo Mushroom damage is able to come out. Okay, we're going to have to position ourselves a little bit better to deal with his team next round. I'm not going to buy you. I'm just going to roll for my 1 Swain. Give me the Swain. Give me the Swain. Sell this. Give me the Swain. That's okay. Go ahead and throw that on her now that we have the completed item. It's not going to combine with the other partial item piece. And at this point, we can throw that on her because we're not going to live another round if it comes down to it. We're just going to, at the last second, slide all these guys over so that hopefully he can't position around our repositioning. Do that. And now we should have a better angle into the backline. Sona shoots at the biggest clump of enemies. We want to make sure it's hitting the backline, specifically this guy with all the items on it. Because our team has all our items on it, and we want to take out their guy that has all their items on it. And we can watch as their guy gets destroyed. And now it should just be cleaning up the front line with all of our explosion damage coming through. Oh, our front line has fallen. And now we just have to deal with their regenerating tank. And we do so successfully. All right. Game's still close. We still have the last carousel to go to. There can be some really big swings here. Oh, we get our other ice cream cone of power. Love to see that. Absolutely love to see that. I'm not happy that he gets to move before me, and I don't know why that is the case. There's an augment that lets you do it. He has the augment that lets you do it. It is called Young, Wild, and Free. It's a very funny name. It lets you just move on the carousel whenever you want. So we're going to sell her, put our last ice cream cone on our Talia. Our hex moves. We're going to watch that and make sure that we match it. Put those guys up front. You there, and we're actually going to stick you in the corner. Hopefully she will still cast to the back line there. He shouldn't be able to position around us. At this point, the biggest clump is going to all be in the middle. Unless he spreads those guys way out, then she'll just kind of cast randomly. Going to look for our last Swain. This is going to be the last fight that we do here, and did not find our Swain. Very unfortunate. Normally you find a 3-star Swain way early in the game. And here we are on the very, very last round of the game. Well, okay, admittedly, there might be... Oh, this is not good. He has gotten the super mode version of his team, and this thing might eat me alive. But it's going to be the only thing that is left on his team, and so it is going to be my easy 1v5, 1v4. I have yet to see this unit ever lose a battle. But listen, there's a first time for everything, baby. We can take out the opponent for our very first game of Teamfight Tactics on the channel with a very narrow win. That is Teamfight Tactics in a nutshell, folks. This is a free-to-play game. Highly recommend you check it out. It does take a while to download because you have to download all of League of Legends and all of Teamfight Tactics. But it's very, very fun. Highly recommend anybody who is a fan of strategy games to check it out. And we will see you guys in the next video.